Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown, 205 Live, and your WWE main event. Results for this week of June 12th, 2020. June 9th birthday, you got Taynara Conti, 1995. June 10th birthday, Deonna Purrazzo, 1994. June 11th birthday is Hikaru Shida, 1988. June 12th birthday, Mark Henry, 1971. Jerry Lynn, 1963. Jacques Rougeau, 1960. Virgil, 1962. And rounding out birthdays, Headbanger Thatcher, 1969 for June 13th. Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic, has been making more and more appearances alongside his father in WWE. And when it seems as it's just a matter of time before he has his first match, Mysterio must discuss how his son is training and is coming along when he joined GalaxyCon's Rock Around the Ring. Right off the bat, I saw that he did have something special because he was picking up everything as it came along. You would explain something to him once, twice, and he would jump right on it. Overall, I see him, and he's a very special case. I truly believe wrestling is in his DNA, and that's what he's meant to do. Though he started very late at training at the age of 19. But for the past 3 years, he's been kicking butt, and I'm so proud of him. Said Mysterio. He did a session with Lance Storm in Canada with Jay Lethal in Tampa. And right now he's training here in San Diego. The school he's at now is incredible. And I actually like going there myself because I love working with people. He's so fresh with everything he does and is so creative. Mr. also said that Dominic has an open mind to training and may consider even training in Japan or Mexico to learn other styles. He was then asked who would be the ideal opponent for Dominic in his first match. I think it would be without a doubt just because of the style he brings. Andrade would be awesome, stated Mysterio. Andrade or Angel Garza. I think they would be incredible against my son. Of course, they're luchador style, but Cesaro will also do an incredible as well, just because of the height. Dominic is 6'2", 195 pounds, and still to this day, I tell my wife I love to DNA him because I believe he's not my son. Laughs. Mysterio shirts, mask, and sweatshirts are now available at this link. So, is he done with WWE? Contract up? Why his storyline? He's not wrestling. Check them out. Rootsoffight.com /collection/Rey-Mysterio. The legendary Mr. Wrestling number 2, Johnny Walker, has passed away at the age of 85. Cauliflower Alley Club announced on Twitter that Walker passed away on Tuesday in Hawaii, where he lived. Walker, who worked for WWE from 1984 to 1986, and his career was winding down. Held numerous titles across the NWA, Deep South Wrestling, Championship Wrestling from Florida, Georgia Championship Wrestling, and Georgia Championship Wrestling was also in Augusta, Georgia, where I grew up at. Give a shout out whoever watching from Augusta. There you go. He was inducted in the NWA Hall of Fame in 2012, the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame 2014, and the WCW Hall of Fame in 1993. Former WWE Divas Championship champion Barbie Blank, formerly known as Kelly Kelly, revealed on Instagram that she is not engaged to Joe Copa. She noted that she met her future husband last year at a dog park and knew it was love at first sight. The day we met were inseparable. You are at the most beautiful, handsome, loving, compassionate, caring, giving, the most protecting, and supporting. I mean, I can't even put it into words. Everything you are to me, Blank wrote. You are my soulmate, the one God knew I was meant to be with. He brought us together the day in the dog park and let fate do the rest. Cheers stream down my face as I write this. I get to marry the man of my dreams. I always say to everyone, I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe everything in my life has happened to lead me to you. Thank you for being my rock and my best friend. You're my shoulder to cry on. You're my hero in every way possible. The man you are is the man that I want our kids to be, just like you are the epitome of ultimate man. Adding the cobra made the engagement one I could, if only, imagine in my dreams. You are truly my dream come true. My real life, Prince Charming. I love you more than you'll ever know. Well, I spoke to her recently. If you look on my Facebook account, you can see some pictures of me and my daughter and my brother with Kelly when they made their appearance at GeekCon or Shreveport World of Wheels. That I posted. And I briefly spoke to her. Didn't have much more to say. I was a little bit nervous, but I knew she was already taken anyways. I didn't have a chance. As Vince McMahon says, I got no chance in hell. Blank left WWE in 2012 and has since made a few appearances for the company. She most recently wrestled in the Women's Royal Rumble match this past January. Through this Sunday, you can get 30% off orders and 20% off championship belts. Replicas at wweshop.com. No promo code necessary, but just go to wweshop.com. NXT star Chelsea Green, NXT backstage announcer Mackensie Mitchell recently shared photos from their respective beach photos at this link on Instagram. You can check some of them at the link. I'll post them both together. The top one will be Chelsea's, and the second one will be Mackensie. NXT superstar Karion Kross recently spoke with Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated and talked about his name change. Kross was asked if there was ever chance that he would be called Killer Kross on the brand at this link. I think it's fair to say anything is possible, so I wouldn't discount it. Kross said, on the other hand, I have not been stifled whatsoever creatively since I have arrived here. I feel like what we have done from Killer to Karion is expanded the character. This is something I personally always wanted to do. I've been sitting in concepts and ideas for an extended period of time, exercising the patience over the past few years, not to do them. I've been waiting for the right platform. Now we're here. Kross also discussed the origins of his Karion name. I didn't want to take something directly. I wanted to take different pieces, he explained. I exercised some mythology to the presentation in terms of Charon. He was a ferryman and would carry the souls from the land of the living to the land of the dead. There is another character named Cheiron. It's Chiron. Cheiron. Cheiron. Spell it. And Charon is Charon, the first one. Who was the son of Kross, the god of time. My inspirations come from many different places. I've rolled everything into one presentation. The reason why he's actually doing that, remember, AJ Styles' finishing move used to be called Calf Killer. Now they changed it. And when he came to WWE, Calf Crusher. Okay, Kross also revealed that NXT officials have had him involved with every single piece of the character development process, including his entrance music. Being part of the process, it's everything, Kross said, that allows the character to organically breathe when people are watching. That's always been my main goal, make things feel as organic as possible. Kross apparently kicked off his new feud with NXT champion Adam Cole last on the episode of NXT this week as Scarlett came out to taunt the champ with an hourglass. Also noted, Kross was asked what Scarlett adds to the pro wrestling world, unlike anyone else. She is completely unique, Kross said. She's bilingual, she can sing, she can beat people up. Her presence is definitely something you can feel through the television. He continued and agreed that it's hard to picture him without her, without Scarlett, and Scarlett without him. Definitely, we have a synergy where we're essentially one. I would describe her as the angel of death. She's going to be the very first thing you're going to see before everything comes to an end, he said. John Cena announced this week that he is joining the fans in efforts to match the BTS Army donation of $1 million to the Black Lives Matter group. Very happy to join hashtag BTS Army in efforts to match at BTS_TWT tremendous donation. Hashtag Army Match 1M. Cena tweeted. Variety reports that shortly after K-pop band BTS and Big Hit Entertainment donated $1 million to BLM, their fans known as the BTS Army then matched the donation within 24 hours. Cena then also made a donation, making it a total of $3 million between Cena, BTS, and their fans. BTS fans actually raised $1,026,531 with 35,609 donors. So you can divide that into the 1 million and you'll get the average donation. There are a lot of talent and performance on the market following WWE's mass release of superstars. Joey Ryan was asked which of those he would like to see in Impact Wrestling when he joined Wrestling Inc. Daily Podcast. I have a soft spot for Carl Anderson. We performed together a lot, and we were a tag team in 2006, 2007, 2008. We won the NWA World Tag Team Championship together, so I have a soft spot for him and would always love to do more stuff with him, said Ryan. But really, all those guys who were released are super talented. This is the wrestling world. We live in where these guys didn't get released because they couldn't perform. They're just oversaturation as the company has too many people under contract, and they had to let some go. It benefits the wrestling world because now these guys are free agents and they can sign or not sign with any company they want. It's a whole new adventure for the wrestling right now. Ryan was a free agent in his own right late last year and chose to link up with Impact. He was asked why he chose to sign with Impact. So many promotions eager to bring him in. First and foremost, they wanted me to be. They didn't want to change or alter it. They wanted me to be Joey Ryan, and that meant a lot to me. The second thing was also being a non-exclusive contract, meaning I could still run bar wrestling or work the indies that I love working, said Ryan. Gives me an idea. I could possibly hire him for my new company. For those that watch, stay tuned for news about Pro Wrestling Entertainment, PWE. Probably the biggest factor was that I work with and appreciate all of the office, the agents and writers. I had pre-existing relationship with pretty much all of the backstage members. They are people that I trust and knew how I wanted to work and express myself. I could trust them not to change me. So those three factors are the main things. Ryan first worked for Impact when it was TNA back in 2012, 2013. To compare what the environment is like now with Impact versus back then. Previous Impact regime, I don't want to speak negatively as Eric Bischoff was great to work with, as was Bruce Pritchard and Al Snow. But that was more of a strict regime. Maybe it was my personal status in wrestling at the time, but it was more of a you're told what to do. The current version of Impact is a little looser as far as the talent goes, and they let the talent express themselves, said Ryan. Instead of being told what to do, it's more of this is what needs to get done. So how would you like to do it? They asked for our opinions and how our characters would do it. That leads to more genuine performances, and the audience enjoys the fact that they are allowing us to be us. It's good mutual respect between the office and their talent, as the current Impact Wrestling goes. Ryan became infamous for his penis plex move, which he used throughout the Indies. With Impact now running shows without crowds, the move doesn't have the same effect without that audience reaction. Ryan was then asked about trying to translate that move to a TV audience. I feel like people get it, but also a lot of that move is the audience participation and reaction, which we can't see over TV. We're performing to a camera, and it doesn't become a personal moment for the audience, and that's the difference, stated Ryan. He added that up until recently. They had an audience, and that helped the audience at home connect more with the audience. There is no genuine reaction, and that makes it a little awkward. It might be a blessing with the change in character for me, considering that we're not wrestling currently in front of the audience and not getting that reaction. That might come out off of a little more awkward on TV, so the timing of the character change may be a blessing considering the state of pro wrestling and the world right now, said Ryan. He's not doing that penis gimmick anymore, or porn star gimmick, where he also has a lollipop sticks in his underwear, his tights. His character now is called Joseph P. Ryan, and can be seen every Tuesday night as part of Impact Wrestling. For more information, you can go to impactwrestling.com. Joey's full interview can be found in this link. AJ Styles was officially traded to SmackDown last month, reportedly due to issues that he had with former Raw Executive Director Paul Heyman. Not because of a trade, so to speak. Robert on Twitter, who has broken stories in the past, first noted on Saturday that AJ Styles was not happy on Raw and did not get along with Paul Heyman. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter stated at F4W message boards that Styles was furious over Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson being released in April. Styles reportedly blamed Heyman for their releases, even though Vince McMahon was the person who made the call. Meltzer noted that Styles probably felt that Heyman could have fought McMahon over that decision. Heyman was removed as the head of creative for Monday Night Raw this past Thursday. Heyman still has a WWE performance contract. Gallows and Anderson will become free agents on July 15th. They are reportedly interested in working for New Japan Pro Wrestling, as they have been doing for the past few years, as well as a promotion for U.S. According to the Observer, Impact is in play to sign Gallows and Anderson. Anderson also tweeted the video earlier this week promoting Talk and Shopomania, which will debut on August 1st. They have reached out to wrestlers and others in the entertainment industry to be a part of the show. Filming is slated for late June or early July. WWE Network News is reporting new episodes of Primetime Wrestling is headed to WWE Network on Monday, June 15th. The shows will cover from October 1989 until the middle or end of December 1989. That's only like 2 or 3 months. On SmackDown, WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion Big E and Kofi Kingston took a knee in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. Both superstars wore black armbands during the segment, and later showed on social media what was written on them, on the black armbands. Big E's had Shukri, that's Shukri, while Kobe had Chamla and Brianna. Their full names are Shukri Abdi, Brianna Taylor, and Talma Horsford. Each of their cases have been highlighted with their current protests taking place across the world. WWE announced that Paul Heyman no longer serves as executive director of creative for WWE Monday Night Raw. WWE also sent to Wrestling Inc. a statement noting that the company is consolidating both teams of Raw and SmackDown into one group, which will be led by one person, Bruce Pritchard, formerly known as Brother Love. The reason for the change is to streamline the creative writing process for TV. Heyman will reportedly no longer be involved creatively, but he still has a contract as a in-ring performer. Manager. WWE had named Eric Bischoff as executive director of WWE SmackDown in June of 2019, while also appointing Heyman as executive director of Raw. Bischoff was fired from the company that October and replaced by Bruce Pritchard for SmackDown. MVP and Tom Phillips are back on the main event commentary this week. Episode tape from the Performance Center in Orlando. Also, you can watch it from Hulu.com if they still have a free one. On a related note, Shelton Benjamin took to Twitter and commented on weekly action happening on WWE Main Event. If you want to see great wrestling, I'm running weekly clinics at WWE Main Event with guys like at Cedric Alexander, at Tozawa Akira, and at Shane Thorne WWE. No gimmicks, just talent, he wrote. Main Event opening video kicks off the show after the usual WWE signature. Liv Morgan makes her entrance, and Tom Phillips and MVP check on commentary. Natalya makes her entrance, so we get Liv Morgan versus Natalya. They lock up. Natalya takes Morgan to the mat with a headlock takeover. Morgan gets out of it with a head scissor. Natalya kicks up. Morgan takes Natalya to the mat with a headlock takeover of her own. Natalya gets out of it with a head scissors. Morgan gets up. Morgan eventually rolls Natalya up for a 2 count. Morgan ducks a clothesline attempt by Natalya. Morgan hits Natalya with a pair of clotheslines. Morgan hits a modified face buster on Natalya. Morgan hits a shining wizard on Natalya. Morgan then slams Natalya's head off the middle turnbuckle. Morgan stomps on Natalya before pinning her for a 2 count. Natalya and Morgan exchange several near falls by roll-up attempts. Natalya goes for a sharpshooter. Morgan reverses it into a roll-up on Natalya for the 3 count. Winner of the match, Liv Morgan. Natalya flies out after the match, knocks the steps over before throwing a water bottle at the Performance Center crowd. A recap of SmackDown was shown featuring Sasha Banks and Women's SmackDown Champion Bayley, defeating Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to win the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Recap of Raw was shown featuring Christian's Peep Show segment with Edge. Shane Thorne and Shelton Benjamin make their entrance. MVP points out on commentary that Thorne and Benjamin have faced off before in tag action in Japan. As Shane Thorne was also a referee on Impact Wrestling. Shelton Benjamin versus Shane Thorne. Then lock up. Benjamin backs Thorne up to the ropes. Thorne locks a waistlock on Benjamin. Benjamin attempts to reverse it into a waistlock of his own. Thorne gets the ropes. Thorne eventually goes for the knee strike. Benjamin dodges. Benjamin hits a spin kick on Thorne. Benjamin slams Thorne's head off the top turnbuckle. Benjamin strikes Thorne several times in the corner. Benjamin sends Thorne to the opposite corner. Benjamin hits the 3 scoop slams on Thorne. Benjamin goes for the German suplex. Thorne elbows him in the face. Thorne goes for a submission. Benjamin backs him in the turnbuckle to get out of it. Thorne connects with a boot to Benjamin. Thorne sits on top turnbuckle. Benjamin connects with a step up knee strike to Thorne. Benjamin hits a pay dirt finisher on Thorne, and Benjamin pins for the 3 count. Recap of SmackDown was shown of Universal Champion Braun Strowman tipping over the van with Miz and Morrison inside, following a series of pranks from Miz and Morrison on Strowman. Recap of Raw was shown to close the show, featuring MVP and Bobby Lashley defeating the Viking Raiders, Ivar and Eric. Backlash Okay. That was the end of main event. Backlash Go Home edition of SmackDown on Fox opens up with a video package showing last week's Jeff Hardy promo on the hit and run from the previous week. We also see what happened with Sheamus. Live from Tate Delay from the Performance Center in Orlando. As Michael Cole welcomes us, he's joined in by Championship Champion of the World, Corey Graves. We see some of the WWE NXT developmental trainees as fans of the crowd. Cole sends us to Renee Young in the ring. She mentions Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus at Backlash. It says WWE management has requested that they sign a contract to make their match official. Renee introduces Sheamus first, and now he comes to Booze. Sheamus goes to the ring with a doctor in a lab coat and 4 men dressed in black as security. They are carrying a large black wrapped around cover or shield with them. Renee introduces Hardy next. Now he comes to a pop. Renee asks what this is all about, and Sheamus doesn't want to embarrass the lady. Hardy isn't worried what this is about. Jeff accuses Sheamus of being behind the recent hit and run. Jeff mentions at Backlash nothing will be able to save Sheamus, even his security. Sheamus wants a little assurance going into Backlash. He had his lawyer make it to where Jeff has to take a urine test before he signs the contract. Sheamus believes Jeff will fail the test, and if he does, the Backlash match is off because there's no chance he's stepping in the ring with a junkie. Sheamus gets booed some more. Jeff says he is an alcoholic, and if this is what he has to do to get to Sheamus, fine. He's been battling alcohol and addiction since his early 20s, and he's tired of fighting. He goes to meetings each week and talks about how he's let everyone down. He's sick and tired of being sick and tired. His demons are starving, and sometimes all it takes to want to feed them is being in the presence of a bastard like Sheamus, but not this time. He's going to be a beacon of light for everyone else who experiences something like this. Jeff goes on about what he's going to do to Sheamus. Sheamus says his doctor will be able to speed up the test, which usually takes 24 hours, and he will pay for the test on his own. Sheamus says his doctor is even overseeing the test. Sheamus asks Renee to leave the ring because Jeff is experiencing performance issues. Jeff steps inside the curtain that Sheamus had brought out. The doctor steps in with him. Sheamus knocks Hardy while he apparently urinates in a cup. They step back out with a glass full of urine. Sheamus jokes that Hardy had a fun at happy hour. Sheamus continues to taunt Hardy as the doctor tests the urine. Jeff ends up grabbing the urine and throwing it at Sheamus. Well, the doctor was basically sticking something in there and stirring it up. I don't think it was actually doing a test or a temperature test when most of them do it. Most doctors do it. When you go do your drug test, that's what happens. Jeff exits the ring while Sheamus stumbles back. Covered in urine, Sheamus is furious. We see Sheamus, doctor, heading to the back. Sheamus flips the contract signing table over in the ring and fumes as security looks on. Crowd chants, "You got pissed on," as Jeff watches from the ramp. Jeff's music starts back up. Let's go to commercial. Back for the break. Sheamus is in the bathroom washing his face off. Doctor comes in and informs him that the test was negative for any kinds of substances. Sheamus throws another fit. Coleslaw and Graves tonight's match for the vacant Intercontinental title. New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. We go back to the ring. Out comes SmackDown Tag Team Champions New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston. They take a knee and kneel in the middle of the ring, raising their fists in the air. Out next are Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. For a non-title match, as Greg Hamilton does ring introduction. Cesaro starts off with Kofi and they lock up, trading holds in the middle of the ring. Cesaro overpowers with a tilt-the-world backbreaker. Nakamura tags in and they go at it. Kofi counters and sends Nakamura to the floor. Big E tags in and launches Kofi out onto Nakamura. Cesaro levels Kofi on the floor. Big E runs over Cesaro with a clothesline. Big E brings Nakamura back in the ring. But Nakamura drops him back to the floor with a kick to the back of the neck. Cesaro runs back over and drops Big E on the floor with a big uppercut. Back to commercial with Kofi and Big E down on the outside. Back for the break. Cesaro has Big E grounded in the middle of the ring. Big E fights up, but Cesaro uppercuts him in the corner. Nakamura tags in and delivers high knees in the corner. Nakamura and Cesaro keep control. Big E fights Cesaro off and hits belly out of the corner. Kofi and Nakamura tag in at the same time. And Kofi mounts offense. Kofi unloads on Nakamura and drops him with a big right hand. Kofi with a boom drop in the middle of the ring. Kofi rallies the crowd, but is distracted by Cesaro on the apron. Nakamura tries to capitalize, but Kofi counters and hits the SOS for a 2 count, and Cesaro breaks it up. Big E comes in and clotheslines Cesaro to the floor. Big E also lands hard on the outside. Kofi walks Nakamura and goes to the top. Nakamura climbs up, but Kofi knocks him to the mat. Kofi with a big crossbody from the top, but Nakamura gets his knees up. Nakamura covers for the non-title win. So that makes him #1 contenders. After the match, Cesaro joins Nakamura on the floor as they celebrate the non-title win as the music hits. So to come 6-man action with Heavy Machinery and Braun Strowman versus Dolph Ziggler, Miz, and Morrison. We see Tucker and Otis backstage getting ready. Mandy Rose walks up and reminds Otis to take his Money in the Bank briefcase. Otis is excited to see Mandy, but Tucker tries to get him to focus. We suddenly see Jeff Hardy and Sheamus brawling next to them. They brawl into a bunch of items stacked up as officials try to separate them. Sheamus pounds on Hardy as we go commercial. Back to the break, and the announcer led us to a video package of the history of the WWE Intercontinental title, narrated by Corey Graves. Tournament finals for the vacant WWE Intercontinental title, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. We go to the ring for tonight's tournament finals for the vacant Intercontinental title as AJ makes his way out first. Daniel Bryan was out next. As I predicted this match a few weeks ago, as I told you in my prediction. Stay tuned. It's here for tonight. We get former ring introductions from Hamilton. Intercontinental title belt is on display in the arena. The bell rings and they lock up. Trading holds in the middle ring. Bryan takes control as they break after a hold. Fans are dueling chants as they go at it again. Styles drops Bryan into the turnbuckles in the corner. AJ ends up hung up on the second rope like a trio rope as Bryan sends him to the floor. Bryan runs ropes and nails a suicide dive for a big pop. Go to commercial. Back for the break. Bryan drives knees into AJ while keeping him down in a submission. In the middle of the ring, they end up running the ropes and AJ nails a big drop kick. AJ works Bryan over with chops, sending him to the corner and back out. Bryan fights back and upcuts AJ in the corner. Bryan takes AJ back down, but AJ counters and works it on the arm. They run the ropes again, and Bryan delivers a knee to the gut to drop AJ. Bryan with a leg submission now. Bryan keeps AJ down with the submission, forcing him to yell out in pain. AJ tries to crawl to the bottom rope. The hold is broken after Bryan turns it around into a 2 count. Bryan uppercuts AJ back into the corner and unloads it with kicks. Bryan charges, but AJ comes out of the corner. They trade quick pin attempts a few times. AJ takes Bryan down into a side headlock, then a leg scissors. They trade more counters and pin attempts. They charge, and both collide. Double clothesline in midair. They both go down in the middle ring, go to commercial. Back to the break, we see the title on display as the action continues in the ring. AJ and Bryan continue to go back and forth. AJ rolls Bryan up for a 2 count. Bryan goes back to the arm and tries for the yes lock. AJ blocks it and catapults Bryan over the top rope to the floor. Bryan sells the arm injury. AJ leaps to the floor, but Bryan catches him. Bryan rams AJ's arm first into the ring post. AJ goes down while the referee counts and Bryan looks on. Bryan stomps on AJ's elbow on the apron now. Bryan goes back to the floor and brings AJ in. Bryan continues to focus on her arm. AJ fights him off, but Bryan takes him back down by the arm. Bryan keeps his punishment coming and stomps on the elbow again. After twisting it up, Bryan keeps AJ grounded, bending the arm back. Bryan slides AJ into another 2 count. AJ rolls to the apron for a breather, but Bryan stays on him. Bryan headbutts AJ in the corner. Bryan charges in the opposite corner with a drop kick, but AJ moves, and Bryan lands hard. AJ with kicks to keep Bryan down in the corner now. AJ goes to the floor and wraps Bryan's leg over the edge of the apron. AJ breaks the count, comes back in to keep working on Bryan's knee and leg as the trainees boo him. AJ wraps Bryan's leg around the middle rope and pushes him back as the referee backs him off. AJ leaves Bryan leg hung up on the middle rope, then goes back to work on him. Referees continue to warn AJ. Bryan connects with an insecurity to bring AJ back down. Bryan is also down in the middle ring now. AJ keeps control and springboards in from the apron, but Bryan cuts him off and rocks him in midair. Avoiding the phenomenal forearm, Bryan unloads with the yes kick to the corner. Bryan takes it to the top and hits a big hurricane. Bryan starts to hulk up and rally the crowd. Bryan with the yes kicks while AJ is on his knees in the middle of the ring. AJ ducks the roundhouse kick and unloads with strikes. Bryan with big kicks. AJ comes right back with a clothesline. They go back down, and we go to commercial. More back and forth. After the match, they trade strikes. Bryan launches AJ over the top rope to the floor. AJ ends up coming back in, and they then springboarding from the apron, but Bryan blocks another phenomenal forearm. Bryan goes on and drops AJ in the corner into an armbar. AJ counters with a calf crusher. Bryan reaches for the bottom rope, and AJ tightens the hold. More back and forth on the mat. Bryan gets free and delivers a big kick. Bryan drops AJ from his knees with another big kick to the head, but AJ kicks out too. Bryan ends up in control on the top rope, looking for a super back suplex. AJ back elbows Bryan to the mat. Bryan leaps back up to the top and nails AJ with a forearm to the back of the head. AJ knocks Bryan back to the mat again. AJ stands up on the turnbuckle, but Bryan runs back up with another forearm smash. Bryan unloads with more strikes to AJ's back up top. Bryan hits a huge kick, huge back suplex from the top, and they both land hard. Back to commercial with both competitors down. Back for the break. Bryan's knee buckles, allowing AJ to drop him for another 2 count. AJ scoots Bryan on the shoulder, but Bryan fights out with elbows. AJ comes back with a Pele kick. AJ keeps control and nails a brainbuster for another 2 count. The fans continue rallying. AJ gets up and goes for the Styles Clash, but Bryan blocks it and jackknifes him for a 2 count. Bryan blocks the Pele kick and goes for the ankle lock. AJ fights out of it, but Bryan turns that into a German suplex for a 2 count. Then AJ goes some more, and AJ hits a German of his own, but Bryan still is in the match. They tangle on their feet again. Bryan delivers a second German suplex, but AJ kicks out. Bryan drives the elbows into AJ on the mat. Bryan goes for the yes lock, and the referee checks on AJ. The hold is broken as the yes chant starts up for the crowd. Bryan stretches AJ and stomps away while holding his arms. Bryan gets fired up and plays to the crowd. Bryan waits for AJ to get up, calling for another yes chant. AJ slowly gets up, and Bryan runs for the flying knee, but AJ catches him and drops him with a Styles Clash. AJ is unable to crawl over for the pin. AJ moves to the apron and slowly tries to get back to his feet. The crowd does dueling chants for both of them. AJ springboards in and nails a phenomenal forearm and gets a pin and wins the vacant title. After the match, AJ's music hits. He starts to get back up to his feet. We go to replays. AJ stands tall with the title as Renee enters the ring to interview him. She asks him what it means to be Intercontinental Champion. AJ said it before, and he will say it again. He's the best champion that WWE Universe has ever seen. And he is phenomenal. AJ's celebration resumes as we see a referee checking on Bryan outside the ring. Bryan clutches his knee. AJ has trouble staying up, but stands back up on his feet and raises the title. We see what happened last week with Miz and Morrison pranking Braun Strowman. And then Strowman tipping over the ring. Braun's backstage now. He says Miz and Morrison have vowed to make his life hell. He can fix his windshield, but they won't be able to fix themselves after he destroys them at Backlash. Braun also mentions Otis possibly cashing in during tonight's main event. He warns Otis and Tucker that if they try anything tonight, he has no problem with obliterating some heavy machinery. Upon their tag team name. We see the ring crew setting up for the celebration in the ring back commercial. Back from the break, we see how Sasha Banks and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley recently won the Women's Tag Team title. We go to the ring. Out comes Women's Tag Team Champions Sasha and Bayley for their big celebration. Cole Saw Heights, Banks and Bayley versus Iconics versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross at Backlash on Sunday. The boos immediately started up as Bayley isn't happy. The crowd chants, "You suck." Now, as Bayley disagrees, bragging about how good she is and untouchable she is. Bayley says it can be lonely at the top, but she has her best friend, Sasha. Banks also brags about their success and says they will only get stronger because together they are unstoppable. The boos continue, and Bailey tells Banks not to listen to these people. She wrote a poem to tell Banks exactly how she feels. Bailey goes to read her poem, but the music interrupts. Out comes Bliss and Kross. Bliss is cool with them celebrating their win, but she has to draw a line at poetry. Bailey throws a fit over their moment being ruined. Kross taunts him, and as they enter the ring, Iconics interrupt them on the big screen. Next, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay with the Raw logo in the background taunt the others in the ring, and they suggest the champs not turn their backs on Kross and Bliss. Banks and Bailey turn around to an attack from Bliss and Kross. They clear the ring of Bailey and Banks, and as the Iconics look on from the big screen, laughing at everyone. Bliss's music hits, and Banks and Bailey yell at them from the floor. Taylor Braxton backstage with John Morrison and The Miz. From last week, they joke about Braxton accidentally getting slimed last week. They go on and send us to their latest music video version of Hey Hey song. Music video is interrupted by Universal Champion Braun Strowman making his way to the ring for tonight's main event. Braun Strowman and Heavy Machinery versus Miz, Morrison, and Ziggler. Universal Champion Braun Strowman hits the ring to a pop for tonight's 6-man main event. Out next are his partners, Heavy Machinery. Tucker and Otis hit the ring, and Otis is carrying his Money Bank briefcase. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we get a new coming soon video from Matt Riddle. Riddle will make his debut next Friday night. We'll go back to the ring. Braun stands with Heavy Machinery as Dolph Ziggler makes his way out first. Miz is next to join Ziggler on the stage. Morrison joins them, and they all head to the ring together. Someone taunts Miz and Morrison on the floor before we get the bell. Ziggler starts off with Otis. Ziggler retreats over the top rope to the floor. Otis taunts him from the ring. Ziggler paces around, but Miz is going to start. Otis brings Miz over the top rope and goes to work on him. Otis tags in Tucker for a double team headbutt. Tucker drops another headbutt, sending Miz to the corner to tag out. Morrison tags in, catches Tucker with a big kick. Morrison counters a big back drop. Tucker catches Morrison in midair and slams him for a 2 count. Tucker stands tall over Morrison and talks some trash. Morrison retreats and tags in Ziggler. Ziggler goes behind Tucker, but Tucker counters and clubs him. Otis tags in, as does Strowman. The triple team Ziggler by launching Strowman into him with a splash in the corner. Strowman clubs Ziggler to the mat with a big strike. Tucker tags back in and holds Ziggler in the air for a big suplex. King Corbin suddenly appears on the big screen, telling the cameraman to follow him, but keep a distance. Tucker stops the suplex, placing Ziggler on his shoulder, and everyone watches Corbin. We see Corbin approach Mandy Rose backstage and ask him about what happened last week with Otis and his crown. Mandy says they were just playing around. Corbin says Mandy was really fantasizing about being with him. Otis appears out of nowhere and rushes Corbin, knocking him down. Otis unloads on Corbin as officials try to break it up. As we go to commercial. Back for the break, Ziggler tags in to drop a big elbow on Tucker for a 2 count. Otis has not returned to the ring yet. Someone tries to rally for Tucker while Ziggler keeps control and grounds Tucker in the middle ring. Tucker fights up, but Ziggler rams him into the corner by his hair while Miz distracts the referee. Morrison tags back in, and delivers kicks to Tucker. Morrison drops Tucker with a kick for a 2 count as the crowd boos and heels some more. Morrison grounds Tucker by his arm as Strowman reaches for a tag. Miz tags in as Tucker sends Morrison to the floor. Tucker blocks the figure 4 and kicks Miz out of the ring. Ziggler comes in, but Tucker ends up dropping him with an enziguri. Tucker goes for the tag, but Miz and Morrison pull Strowman from the apron to the floor. They double team him, and Miz drops him with a big DDT. Ziggler turns his attention back to Tucker in the ring. Otis returns to the outside area, and Mandy is with him. Ziggler taunts Rose, but pays for it when Tucker drops him. Otis tags in and drops Miz and Morrison from the apron to the floor. Otis then levels Ziggler with a clothesline. Miz and Morrison run back in, but Otis takes them out. Otis dances around, taking shots from Ziggler. Ziggler hits him again, but Otis just takes it. Otis with a headbutt. Otis is it. ends up tossing Ziggler out to the floor, and he lands hard. The crowd chants for Otis now. Otis calls for the freight train as Showman runs wild around the ringside area, leveling all three opponents. Ziggler is sent back in, and Otis hits him with a caterpillar. Then the big elbow drop. Otis covers Ziggler for the pin and the win. After the match, Manny hits the ring to celebrate with Showman. Otis and Tucker. Otis kicks Ziggler out of the ring. As heavy machinery music hits, we got a replay. Showman raises the Universal title in the air while Otis raises his Money in Bank briefcase. We see the heels down on the outside recovering. Otis' briefcase still in the air, glances over at Showman and his title while the celebration continues. Final SmackDown before Backlash goes off the air. Intro song for 205 Live. Hail the Crown. Byron Saxton, Corey Graves welcomes us to another edition of 205 Live. They hype the evening's card and discuss the rise of the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, El Hijo del Fantasma. Ever Rise, Chase Parker, and Martel make their way to the ring for our opening tag team contest. They face two enhancement talents, Adrian Atlantis and Leon Ruff. Ever Rise versus Adrian Atlantis and Leon Ruff. Parker begins with Atlantis, but isn't able to gain proper footing and is brought to the mat. Quick tag to Martel, who walks right into an arm drag by Atlantis. Tag to Gruff. Gruff gets thrown right into a knee of Parker on the apron. Martel takes advantage and works Gruff over. Tandem offense from Ever Rise. Parker wears Gruff down with a full Nelson. He goes for a back suplex. Gruff lands on his feet, tags in Atlantis. Who unloads on Martel with Furious Strikes. Warrior Strikes as Parker regains control. Elevated Code Breaker by Ever Rise. That will do it. Ever Rise wins by pinfall. At WWE 205 Live, hashtag Ever Rise is set for action on 205 Live. And also said, hashtag Ever Rise are victorious on 205 Live. Footage of 205 Live from 2 weeks ago was played when Tahuti Miles defeated Danny Burch by grabbing the tights during a roll-up for the huge upset win. The following week, Miles tried the same thing with Oni Lorcan, but a distraction from Burch on the outside gave Lorcan the upper hand and the victory. Cut to last week's main event when Isaiah Swerve Scott beat Gallagher. He would later be attacked by Tony Nese. That sets up tonight's 6-man tag. Commercial for Backlash for the Sunday. Edge versus Randy Orton was featured in the advertisement. Preview for the next chapter of Undertaker, Last Ride. Chapter 4. Back for the break, Saxon and Graves are reflecting on Drake Maverick's incredible story from being released to re-signing with the company. Clips of Wednesday's NXT when the champion Phantasma joined up with Joaquin Wild and Raul Mendoza to beat Maverick down. Main event time. Jack Gallagher is out first, followed by Tahuti Miles and Tony Nese. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch are out next, along with their partner, Isaiah Swerve Scott. Here we go. Burch and Miles begin. Miles avoids the lockup, but Burch rocks him with an elbow. Nese tags in. He runs it right into Burch, who brings Nese down and stops the wrist. Triple team from baby faces. Swerve chops Nese hard, then goes after the wrist that Burch softened up. Swerve brings Nese to his team's corner. Lorcan and Burch with double team atomic drops. Swerve back in to a fire headlock. Lorcan and right after to where Nese down with a head scissors. Nese manages to escape. He brings in Gallagher, who headbutts Lorcan in the gut. Nese drops Lorcan's neck first over the ropes, giving the heels the advantage. Lorcan fires off a chop at Gallagher, but Gallagher brings him down with a flurry. Gallagher and Nese refuse to tag in Miles for some reason. After a suplex dropkick combo, Miles tags himself in. He pays for it as Lorcan hits an uppercut out of nowhere. Miles nearly wins the match after a stiff lariat onto Lorcan. Flapjack from Miles. Miles gets into another argument with his partners. This gives Lorcan a chance to bring in Swerve. Swerve comes in hot, dropping Miles with a kick. Impressive release German suplex by Swerve, who then dumps a charging Nese to the outside. Burch hits Nese with a huge right back in the ring. Swerve connects with a step through flatliner for a near fall. Gallagher just breaks it up. Burch comes in and nails the chop and the insecurity combo on Miles. Nese distracts Burch, allowing Miles to club him from behind. Nese comes in, hits a spin kick to Burch's face. Miles comes in back in. Gallagher gets frustrated. and leaves. Nice follows, leaving Miles by himself. Birch uses distraction to destroy Miles with a headbutt. Swerve lands a confident boost for the win. Winners: Odie Lorcan, Danny Birch, Isaiah Swerve Scott by pinfall. And 205 Live on Twitter says, that kick from Tony East found its mark. Just ask a strong style Brit. Hashtag 205 Live. Lorcan, Birch, and Swerve celebrate as Miles lays unconscious. And that ends the show. And my results for SmackDown, 205 Live, and WWE Main Event. Thank you. Peace out. See you on video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.